information, which we have a federal case. I have over 16 people that are going to get, really in for it, where we have people getting, where we register them by mail, they weren't fully legally signed correctly, yet we were to hand it out to so-and-so of our candidates, and they would take care of it, which is illegal. It's illegal. And that is one thing that I was out there for, to stop this. Because we have a lot of people going into our local daycares saying, I'm so-and-so, will take you, will bring you, and they pay them off so much to the daycare owners. I have all those recordings, and we need to stop that because they don't have the rights to do that. And we, as my suggestion is,
excuse me, as a police chief, this is an open investigation, and I don't think you should be.
I don't mind because
No, I do, and you are violating federal law by opening your mouth.
no, because that's totally something else.
With all due respect.
That doesn't involve the new stuff.
Okay, I'm not gonna say
She's
anymore.
making all of us wait. She's making all of us wait.
I'm not gonna say anymore, but I am gonna say.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
seriously.
What is it that you're trying to let us know?
I just wanna say
Because
this.
let me say this. Let me say this.
But I-
There is no.
Okay, I do.
Yes, just a second.
Mr. Chairman, I think we're violating the process, okay? Ma'am, my advice to you is close your mouth. First of all, there's no allegation, so you can use point. You don't have to speak, you don't have to defend yourself.
Well, it's
But
the
no, hold
same
on, hold on. More importantly, you're involved in all of us, something that's way bigger than you might even understand. So, Mr. Chairman, I don't want to get involved in this whole thing. Okay, because it involves so many other things.
It's already in
Okay?
there.
There is no allegation. The rules say, okay, for you to have a conversation on this issue, there has to be an allegation by somebody in her constituency. It doesn't happen. So why would you get in trouble for nothing? Man, help yourself. Then you just sit down quietly. That's my advice to you.
I'm just trying to defend my
Can
part on
we
this
move
case.
on without even being mentioned?
There's no reason to.
I'm not
I think what they're
mentioning
saying
it,
there.
I'm not mentioning names, like I said, when
I want to hear it, it's involved in the
Okay,
investigation.
well, I'm just defending myself, that's really what I'm
Okay.
doing.
I think what they're saying is that there's no reason to defend yourself right now.
Okay, well, that's what
Nobody's made a
I,
complaint.
well, I'm very sorry about that, but I just needed to let you all know, on my behalf, I was just under federal investigation, and that was it, and I didn't want to do that.
So this brings up an interesting question, okay? Which is, thank you, Yolanda, thank you. Which is this, guys. We are an active political body of a private party. That's it. That's all we are. We're advocates. We're people that try to get people to go out and vote. We are not law enforcement. We are not here to investigate any type of crime, whatever it may be, whether it's voter fraud or not. And if you have any evidence of that, turn it over to the proper authorities and let them do their job. Okay? But that's all we are. Just a second. And so, again, I didn't mean this to turn into anything other than advising people who I have very clear information, and I don't think it's undisputable at this point of what it is. If that complaint is made, I'm just telling you how I'm going to be handling it should that happen.
Just a point of clarification, we do have a statutory power to canvass the votes in our precinct, so that's just, it's not exactly a private party in that sense. That's the one power we do have is to certify the vote, that's it. But I didn't want to say we're completely in private, we do have one statutory power.
Thank you for pointing that out. Is there any further discussion on the process? Miguel, did you have questions?
My question is, look, he hasn't come out yet, his name is Javier Salinas, he's a Republican. I know him for many years, he's a bobcat from Edinburgh. And the thing about it is like he's a school board member. And when I do a lot of, I work with a lot of younger kids from the projects and stuff on the Posada. Like, next week I'm gonna take them some shirts and stuff like that for the school, and he helps me out. But he helps me out as a school board member. My question to you, is it okay like if he comes and helps me out? In other words, if he gives me like $20, $50 to help the kids out and stuff like that?
Well, he's giving you money, you're not necessarily taking
No,
money.
but he hasn't come out yet. But when he comes out, can I like deal with him or not? But he's gonna be running as a Congress. But he is gonna stay as a school board member. He's gonna be an active school board member at the same time.
All city elections are the city school board, STC, they're nonpartisan races, which means by law, you cannot pick a political party. So
No, but,
I know, I'm getting you to answer your question. So by participating in those local races, there's no way, as a matter of law, that you can be in violation of the Democratic Party rules because there's no party. Now, if somebody who is a non-Democrat asks you to support him, to go out and vote for him, to work for him, and there is a Democratic candidate, and I suspect we will have a Democratic candidate for congressman in Congressional District 15, then yeah, the rules very clearly say that if you support that person in any of those forms I talked about, you're subject to disqualifying yourself for that position. Jay?
Mr. Chair, in that situation, you know, Edinburgh, we all know each other and stuff, but what happens a lot of times is you can take a photo with somebody as a friend, and then they start running, and they start putting those photos out. Is that, on the same token, does that affect you?
That's kind of a gray area. I mean, look, I mean, there's probably a number of scenarios that we could talk about. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if taking the pictures in support of someone, I don't know.
Elda Garcia, Precinct 98. I just want a clarification on the original subject. It says confirmed removal of Yolanda Hidrogo. This removal or confirmation of removal is based on the 3 or more absentees or on the other charges? Because it's already in his everything.
Yeah.
Because you don't have an actual accusation from anybody or complaint from anybody. So if you
No, I don't have a complaint. There's two processes. The 3 or more.
Why this?
The 3 or more, because I wanted the CEC to be aware of the rules, and I wanted them to be aware of what would happen if I get a complaint, and I wanted to be aware of, you know, I mean, giving her an opportunity to be here, so she's kind of taking herself out of the, you know, 3 or more missing problem.
I understand that, but it says confirmed.
Yes.
It not says information about.
Right, it was probably just a misprint.
So I wanted to just, Mr. Chair, clarify that where we left this issue is that at this moment, it's a non-issue because we don't have a complaint.
That's right.
And until we do have a complaint, then we will have like the hearing or like you won't get a complaint next week and she's removed because we had this discussion, right? You can't do it like that, right?
Point of order here. Point of order on
No, I'm
that.
asking you a question.
Parliamentarian issue on here, if it's on the agenda, we have to move to the next one. And the way it reads here, before we go to the next one, you gotta make a motion and second to take no action on this item. And then we can.
So, point of clarification, no, don't do that.
There's no complaint, so it's like.
Move to table. No.
I don't think it's a table, I think he's right.
Point of clarification, do we want, we can amend the agenda.
Motion to take no action.
Motion to take no action.
Second.
Okay, all right, any further discussion? If not, all in favor of taking no action on this item right now, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No action.
Great, motion
No, you want to
carries.
remove it from the agenda, now it's sitting there on the table.
No, it's not removed, it's just taken off.
So we're gonna go back to it?
No, what I'm saying is, if I get a complaint, I'm gonna follow the process that the rules say.
Which will not be.
So it's gonna sit there on the agenda?
But it would be a complaint from her precinct. It has to
Exactly.
be one of us.
That's right.
I know, and they have to have substance.
Strike that item out of today's agenda.
Yeah.
I don't think it belongs there. When you say take no action, it doesn't mean that that item had no business on the agenda, first of all, we need to know the procedures. So my motion is to strike it completely off the agenda for today, so that, like, it never was there.
It's just amending the agenda.
Yeah, but it was there. I control the agenda. I control the agenda. And so if I made a mistake, I made a mistake, but there's no reason to strike stuff off the record.
What of correction, Mr. Chairman, what of correction? The rubber rule of law says, yes, you put on the agenda, but we can amend the agenda. Go back to the rules. Okay, it's your prerogative to put on the agenda, but this body can amend the agenda that you present to it. Okay, so I'm saying to you, first of all, we violated the rules, guys. Okay, simple, go back to the rules. The rules say, hold on.
Patrick, you're wrong, we didn't violate any rules. The chair did not violate any rules.
I have the floor, you're not the chair, I have the floor. You go back to the rules. The rules say specifically, when you can issue, there has to be a complaint. So you can't jump the gun. That's what the rules say, black and white. So, and again, you have the agenda, it should have been there. I'm moving a motion to delete that item from the agenda. That's the motion.
Point of order, the item it included not only, possibly not working for a Democrat, it also included 3 missed meetings. She also missed 3 meetings. So we were confirming whether to remove her or not with the meeting. She's here.
For the meeting, no, you don't confirm, she hasn't said, yes, remove me. That is not.
But we're not confirming with her, we're confirming with the CEC. We're not
I
confirming with her to remove
understand
her.
that, but she has not accepted the resignation like the others. So
No,
therefore, it doesn't.
But that was just a resignation. You can still remove her without having a resignation.
Point of order, there's a motion on the table,
We already have a motion. It was
There is a motion. It's already passed.
No action, it's already passed.
but Patrick made a motion to amend the agenda.
I'm not, I don't believe, is that a proper?
You can run the
Originally.
motion and then let the body hear the.
So the chair doesn't recognize,
Not advised, and then we-
so you don't recognize the motion and we could,
Is there a second?
You
Okay. Any further discussion?
You amend an agenda, not during the meeting, but prior to the meeting, to post it prior to 72 hours before a meeting. You cannot amend an agenda after that 72 hours.
I am not familiar with the Robert's Rules of Order that allow an amendment during the meeting. I'm just not familiar with it.
Anybody on the board can make any motion. Okay, now it's up to the body to either accept or deny that motion. In this one, there's already a motion and there's the second. And I would advise you, based on Patrick's testimony on this, to strike it from the minutes because of whatever reason. This agenda's already been published out. It's out everywhere. I caution you, if you go out and strike something, then it's just gonna create something else for the party that we're striking. There's already a motion that passed a second to take no action, and we just move on from there and we continue on the process. And I agree with, Mr. Medina, this issue here was raised on two standards here. One on violating the rules, and the other one because she had missed 3 or more, and in this one, it should be, an issue for the body to recognize. Again, it's already been taken care of on the taking no action, and there's no need to continue and.
For the discussion.
The discussion to create anybody outside of here to, why are you striking that? Because it just, Patrick said it's there, it's already out. Just leave it the way it is. That's on the discussion phase on my side, and I leave it on yours. First
Okay,
and
so-
second.
or just point of order, the changes have to be made before we adopt the agenda, which should have been done at the beginning of the meeting.
Right, but a
So-
motion and a second has been made, and I'm gonna go ahead and call the vote on that. The motion on the floor is to amend the agenda to strike that portion of paragraph 12 regarding the confirm removal of Yolanda Hidrogo. All in favor of that motion, say aye. Raise your hand.
One quick question, Rick, it's the whole 12 or just the?
No, that's what I said, the confirm removal of Yolanda Hidrogo. All in favor of that motion, Patrick's motion, say aye, and please raise your hand. The motion is to amend the agenda to remove that portion of paragraph 12 that says confirm removal of Yolanda Hidrogo. That's all the motion is. So we have all in favor of Patrick's motion, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, okay, all opposed, raise your hand. Not everybody's voted here, guys.
You need to vote. Now you gotta vote.
We can abstain, there's one more vote.
You can't abstain, and then, all those that abstaining? Okay, from what I can tell, unless there's, I'll count them, but I believe the nays passed. Motion failed. Let's go on, guys, let's get through this meeting. I guess we don't have an SB 27. Yes, Maria?
What happens to the people that didn't show up for the meetings? It's not fair for them to be here, they don't want to
We
be
have
here.
quorum.
They don't want to work.
We have.
They
No.
don't care about them.
Here's the situation on those. Okay, let me go back.
We have several. They
Yes.
don't come to the meetings.
Yes.
What's the purpose of removing them now, if they're gonna kind of wanna get reappointed?
Well, and there's 2 points here, guys, and then I'm gonna move on from this topic. The first point is, you're exactly right. This only applies to the 14 and 15 to this term. So the filing deadline, or the filing start in October for precinct chairs, so for the next term. So even if it happens this time, they can come and apply, and if more than one applies, there's an election like we always do, okay? What I was trying to do was, you know, again, we really ramped up the number of precinct chairs because of the sheriff's situation last year, and then for the last 2 meetings in the summertime, it became hard to get a quorum, so Ken and I decided, let's weed out those that really don't want to be here. And that's how we sent letters to everybody, every single person that had 3 or more absences got a letter.
Absences or consecutive absences?
Consecutive absences, 3 or more consecutive absences. And so what that did for me was determine how many of these people don't want to be here.
Or
Don't want
cannot
to
be here. You can't blame people who cannot be here who are working or whatever. You can't say they don't want to be here. Just add, pronounce, don't want to be here or cannot.
Who aren't here. I'll tell you what, who aren't here. Who aren't here, regardless of the motive.
Just saying.
Regardless of the motive. Hey. Come on, guys, listen, everybody, please, if you want to speak, raise your hand. I think I give everybody an opportunity to speak here. Okay, so let's do this orderly. But to answer your question, if you are not here, whatever the motive may be, voluntary or involuntary, that's what the rules say, okay? My job is to get the Army ready for an election. That's it. And so I gotta have So that's what all we're trying to do is weed that out. Now, anybody that got that and said, you know what, Godinez, you're right, I should have been more diligent coming, but I really want to be involved, I'm not gonna kick that person out. I want that person there, but I wanted to give them the opportunity. Yolanda has shown that she wants to be involved by being here. I get that. My issue is, look, based on the facts as I know them today, I'm not sure that she would be eligible for that position for this term, which ends December 31st of 2015. So that's where we are, guys. That's it. That's the only thing.
2016.
2016.
Why not just start 2016 with the new precinct chair?
That's a year and a half away.
The year.
Because it's a less than a year, actually. Because the election will be in primary.
In March of 2016.
Yeah, it'll be March of 2016.
We got a year.
It's less than a year.
My question is like, for example, if you move somebody, right, and I'm from precinct 4, can I get somebody from that area, from their precinct, ask them to run, or like?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm always looking for names of people that want to be involved.
She's been coming here for 6 months, right? Maribel, she's been out all years.
Yeah, well, let's get together, let's talk about it after the review, okay? So, what is it?
Find somebody who lives in that box.
Hey, everybody, listen up. I'm going to move on to the agenda here. I think we didn't have an SD27 rep. I've got very quickly SD20, the executive committee. Do you have anything to report, Kaylee?
We had an event on Thursday. Thanks for those who came. That's it.
Okay.
It's up until there's a runoff.
The SD27, Leslie, do you have anything to report very briefly?
Real quickly about,
Listen up, everybody.
kind of looking into what Eli was saying about what was happening up at the state, is that about being organized for 27, at the last